All right, everyone say it with me. Welcome, everybody, to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Matty Hayes, a.k.a. Brandon Cutler here.
And I believe somebody have a birthday. Happy birthday, Eric. And I'm Marcus the grand finale.
And to the opening from you guys show, I hate you guys. With that being said.
Oh, he said it.
Well, we hit him with the Brandon Cutler bomb.
Yeah, the Brandon Cutler bomb was probably one of the worst and best birthday gifts ever. I hate every second of it, but at the same time, I appreciate them coming through with this asshole of a gift. I appreciate it so much. With that being said, I would also appreciate how during the hiatus of this audio show that we plugged in the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Manny has canceled the experiment. If you guys enjoyed getting the Untitled Manny and Marcus show audio feed, please send an email to the sharpshooters@gmail.com to let Manny know that you guys really want the audio from the show to be into the feed. Because without that type of encouragement, Manny is not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. Am I right, Manny?
It's extra work. It's extra work on my end. And then the other thing is, I'm needy. I want instant gratification of Manny. I want that on the audio feed.
Manny, I want it now, Manny. If
I don't get 5 responses,
I don't need 3. I need 5.
You will have to go to the YouTube feed at www.youtube.com/The Sharpshooters.
Now, everybody, it's a lot easier to send those 5 emails letting Manny know, hey, I want the audio of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. It's so much easier than even trying to buy merch at our storefrontier.com/DSPN that, there's shirts there. You can help support this show. You really can. But we actually ask for you guys just to send the email so we can keep the audio feed alive. We need to bring more attraction to this show. Remember, the Sharpshooters, that's DA, sharpshooters@gmail.com. Marcus, do you have anything that you need to plug on this morning?
No one's here with me right now.
Okay.
We could have put Marcus in a small box while this was happening because it did definitely sound like we were selling something.
Well, you know what, Betty? Yeah. Maybe we if I have to try to figure out if I have small box technology on this end.
I want to talk about Swerve Scott in the Gauntlet match later today and talk about his amazing performance.
Well, gentlemen, Marcus, I appreciate you saying what we're going to talk about. What we're going to talk about right now is WWE and everything that they're doing because today is Wrestlemania Night 1, and we have so much to cover. So much to cover that whoever tuned in for this episode to hear my hate for AEW, I'm sorry that hate will have to wait a week because AEW will not be discussed this week at all.
I only want to do this show. Yeah, I only want to do this show to hear you talk about what happened on AEW, whether it's Sting, JD Drake, another heel turn for a faction, the Factory. I want to hear all about this. And you going to do this for me?
I am, Marcus. You know why?
That was outrageous.
That's because you gave me Brandon Cutler as a birthday gift. That's what you get. You get disappointed. But let's talk about something that might not have disappointed us, and that was NXT Takeover. NXT Takeover took place on Wednesday and Thursday. Gentlemen, the first question I have for you today is how did you feel about a 2-night takeover? Manny, I'll start with you first. Do you like 2 nights of takeover?
No. I feel like they should have stuck with the regular 6 matches card and done it in one night because it felt special. Like if they just did it on the Thursday, it would have felt more special than actually having to sit through 2 nights of it because realistically, if you merge the certain matches, you would add a better takeover card.
Marcus, what about you? Do you like 2 nights of TakeOver, or do you think they should go back to the format of only 1 night of TakeOver?
As good as both TakeOver shows were, essentially, I thought one of them was basically just the ratings grab to get that one last victory over AEW, that one last time. And I do prefer the smaller show, but it did give this whole week a feel that you were at like on one of the WrestleMania cities and then all the wrestling shows going around. So basically you got that kind of feel of all the indie shows plus some WrestleMania going on. So I enjoyed it, but I don't want it to be a consistent thing. Keep it to their 2 hours once every 4 months.
So I agree with Manny also. I believe that I think it would have been better if it was a one-night show, because I think that if you would have taken a few matches from night 1 and mixed it in with the few matches from night 2, then you would have had one of the best shows of the year. However, I felt night 1, although it was a great show, it felt like I was watching an episode of NXT. As Wes said in the comment, he said Takeover was just kind of okay. And, you know,
I disagree.
I see, I think in Takeover had a lot of things. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, Takeover had an end of an era. 2 eras ended at Takeover. The first era being Io Shirai was defeated by Raquel Gonzalez, ending her 304-day reign as the NXT Women's Champion. Marcus, this is the 3rd longest reign in NXT for a woman. How did you feel about Io finally dropping the belt to Raquel Gonzalez?
I thought it was about time. There's only so far you can go with Io, and she had it for a long time. I thought she kind of lost it maybe a few pay-per-views earlier to either Toni Storm or whoever else her opponents were. But, you know, it was a good solid reign. She was a good champion, but it was time to move on. It's Raquel Gonzalez's time. Let her dominate, and I can't wait for that Dakota Kai turn. That's all I'm waiting for. I can't wait for Dakota to be like, Raquel, now I can get a title shot at this NXT title. You're not worthy. Crack, hit with the chair.
Marcus, I agree with you. I am waiting for the Dakota Kai turn, but at the same time, I really want to see Dakota Kai win, and she never seems to pick the right time for her to win. Manny,
you're watching the wrong show. You're watching the wrong show if you want to see her win.
The era of Raquel Gonzalez has begun. Will you miss Io as champion, and are you looking forward to the new women's champion in NXT?
I think it was time for Io to lose that title, like Marcus said. It definitely run its course. I felt like she should have lost it maybe 3 title defenses ago. I can't even remember who that was against. Maybe Candice? But I don't. No, I can't even remember the last proper title defense. But like, No, Io's reign could go on for all eternity before Ember Moon gets her hands on that title.
Oh, my God. Damn it.
Wes said he wasn't a Raquel fan, but he was tired of Io already. She is the Hikaru Shida category for him. I do not agree with that statement, Wes. I think Io just didn't have anything really going for her. Like, it was it was the same match every time she defended her title. It never felt fresh when Io had a match. Now, gentlemen, I have a question for you, a little bit of trivia. I said that Io was the 3rd longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. Can you name me 1 and 2? And you don't even have to give it to me in the order. Who's number 1?
Asuka and Bayley.
Asuka and Baszler.
Well, fuck you. Who did you say, Marcus?
Asuka and Shayna.
Marcus, you're partially correct. Manny, who do you have?
How about partially?
Asuka and Bayley?
No, it's actually Asuka and Paige. Paige is number 2. Asuka held it for 510 days, and Paige held it for 308 days.
No, Shayna Baszler has it more.
Nope, according to Wikipedia, she did not.
Shayna Baszler had it for like 500 days.
No, she did not have it for 500 days. Asuka's the longest reigning champion.
Wikipedia is wrong.
Well, maybe they are, but something else that is wrong.
I'm clearly right.
No,
I know I'm right.
Marcus,
I just saw it online. Saw it.
You're not going to Brandon Marshall me. You're not going to holler at the top of your lungs trying to make me think that you're right when you might be wrong.
I know I'm right. I know you're wrong.
Okay, I just looked at the stats this morning. Whatever. So
I don't know when you looked at the stats. Your stats are wrong.
We all felt that it was time for Io to drop the title. However, another era has ended in NXT, and it was one that I think we all agreed, if you watched the live watch along, that we weren't too happy that Karrion Kross has now joined the elusive club of being a 2-time NXT champion. Marcus, Karrion Kross is your new NXT champion. You on the live stream was in support of this man. I know you were not sober at that point, but how do you feel now?
Well, my friend, how dare you bring out my personal demons onto the show?
Put them on the show.
It was on the show, Marcus. It was on the show.
I felt like, I thought it was a solid match. Do I think he's going to make a good champion? Probably not. I don't think it's going to be a long title run. I feel like he's going to get scooped up by Vince to go to the main roster and lose the title very quickly.
Why
I don't know who to. Maybe Kyle. Maybe somebody else.
Why
he's going to the main roster. He's going to the main roster.
Why do you feel like he's main roster ready? Because I know my brother on the other side of the pond, Manny, he agrees with me. We don't see anything special with Karrion Kross, correct, Manny?
He's nothing special. And Wes in the chat, fall and pray, no, fall and die. Because every time I watch his match, that's all I want to do. It's boring. Just a Saito suplex, boring. All we do is stare at Scarlett anyway. None of us care about him.
he doesn't have any flips.
And that's why he's going to the main roster, is because Scarlett. Vince is going to look at Scarlett and be like, why she down there? I got to take her man too.
All he is Mark Mero, and she's Sable. That's all it is.
So,
I agree with you guys, I just still feel like the match was better than what we're giving credit for. I thought Finn put in a lot of good work. He worked his ass off to try to make it at least a half decent match.
Well, that is what about at least 75% of the comments I saw on the Instagram page of when they announced that Cross was the champion. It was like, Finn did all the work. Finn did this. He is overrated.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a modern day Lex Luger.
But with that being said,
I think he's going to the main roster, and Vince is gonna be like, "I'm gonna put this guy on my show."
Yeah, but at the same time, I think his theatrics on the main roster works a lot better because in NXT you expect people to be able to wrestle and carry their opponent in the match. I don't think that Karrion can carry his next opponent. You're gonna have to put him in there that's somebody that is just as gifted as Finn was in the match. And I asked the question, Manny, where do you go with Finn from this point on?
Well, Finn, you could either continue with the main roster or you just let Finn have his match with Walter and then send him back to the main roster. Because that's all I want from him. Like, Finn's been having these matches, which I don't think you can really go on for having those types of matches that long and have such a long career.
Well, I agree.
Walter, as soon as he finished his match, was already getting on the plane back to Austria. He has no intention of ever staying in the United States for more than 2 days.
But Finn can now travel to him, Marcus. He can travel to him. Do you agree with Manny? Mark, do you agree with Manny, though Finn fight Walter, then go back to the main roster?
I would want that, but...
I honestly feel like he'd be wasted on the main roster, but he should be back on the main roster.
I see Finn going back to the main roster now. They're no longer competing with AEW. He was only thrown there at one point to be the surprise. Oh shit, Finn Balor's here, but it didn't really do anything much for him. So
I have an allegedly.
On the Raw.
Manny has an allegedly. I don't have an allegedly button, but go ahead, Manny.
Allegedly, NXT's moving to Tuesdays because I can't remember his name now. Karrion Kross is champion, and they don't feel like he's good enough to go against Kenny Omega.
Man, I think we can stamp that as truth. We can stamp that as truth. With that being said, I would love to see a Finn versus Roman program on SmackDown. I think that would be an entertaining thing.
That's just a pencil.
But those weren't the only two title matches that took place at TakeOver. We also crowned new tag team champions. MSK got the illustrious NXT Tag Team Championship in a very decent fatal four-way tag match. Marcus, you were big on MSK and I think they kind of grew on you. Do you think giving them the title was the right decision?
I still would have gave it to the Grizzled Young Veterans. But, that should be the feud going on. It should be a long-term feud between GYV and MSK, one-on-one, without any third or fourth wheel tag teams on the brink. I was okay with the decision with them winning. It was fine. They're still just an okay team. Like special. The match was fine. The problem is that match had to follow Walter and Ciampa, which may be probably match of the year.
And we will talk about that a little bit later. But, Manny, I'll turn to you. MSK is a new tag team champions. Do you think they could compete? Is this another reason why they moved to Tuesday night? Because their tag team champions can't compete with AEW's tag team champions.
No, they can compete with AEW's tag team champions, but they need to stop doing that stupid move. I hate that move. The flip when you shove him. It's the dumbest thing I've seen, and people love it, and I hate them, and I hate them all. I hate them. I hope when I hate all those people. I hope when you sit on a chair it breaks, so you fall and it hurts.
And Wesley in the chat says, shout out to MSK and the namesake Wesley. I mean, he's trying to do his own little plagiarism right there. So another championship that was of importance.
You can't write namesake like that because that looks like Namasake.
It does look like Namasake. But another championship that took place was that we unified the Cruiserweight title. Santos Escobar reclaimed his title, although people said he wasn't the true champion. He was my true champion against Jordan Devlin. Manny, you said it all along. Santos was probably going to win because Jordan was going to go back overseas. Were you satisfied with this ladder match that took place?
It was okay, but like when you look back at it, it looked like it was just missing something. Like, I don't know, it might have been that these two didn't have chemistry or anything, but it just felt like it was missing something. Then, not to take away from what they actually did, because it was actually still good to watch. But like, it just looked, when you watch it back, it's just like these two just haven't been in the ring together for very long.
Well, I think when the whole premise of the storyline is that like the main promo work that we got was first Jordan Devlin being in the airport talking about I'm on my way, and then like it didn't feel like a proper feud for someone who lost the belt due to injury. I don't know, it didn't click, but I thought the match was overall really entertaining. Marcus, the era of Santos Escobar as the new Cruiserweight champion, are you satisfied with his direction? Do you think he could be the proper champion? I know he's been the interim champion for a while.
Yeah, I believe he's gonna carry the belt well. I wish he would have I wish he go back to using the loaded lucha mask. I always liked that as a weapon. I wish he would have used it in this match because he did come out with all his garbage and stuff. But I enjoyed the match. Like Manny said, it does say it's missing something. I'll tell you what it was missing, and it's something you guys hate.
He's gonna
and
say
it's
Swerve.
Coming back.
He's gonna say Swerve.
Tonight it is coming
Swerve.
back. The crowd, the people. A ladder match needs its people. When you're climbing over
people there.
There were people there, Marcus.
No. This was in a factory, not in any arena.
So
I'm talking about real people. A ladder match looks a lot more impressive when you're climbing in an arena or a stadium.
So you're saying it needs marks?
Oh.
It needs some more marks.
No, it needs maxes.
Yeah.
Maxes and marks, all you need them all.
I'm just saying, Marcus. I thought the match was fine. I just think that, as Manny said, the chemistry was lacking. Surprisingly, chemistry that wasn't lacking is in this match that I really didn't want the champions to retain, but they did. That was Ember Moon and Shotzi going against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And if you guys watched the watch along, and I was drunk, I will admit, and I said some things that I still stand by. Ember Moon is no longer my most hated performer in NXT or in wrestling. That belongs to Karrion Kross. I was actually satisfied with Ember and Shotzi winning retaining their titles. One of the few teams to retain their title.
Eric, before you continue, I need to ask Musk a question. Shotzi's death dive. On the scale of 1 to death, 5, death being the highest. How close was you to death on the dive? As the resident dive expert.
Well, first of all, hold on. My audio seems to change for some reason. First of all dives matter. All dives matter. But Shotzi dives are the most exciting dives in all of wrestling because she almost dies. And you know what? I'm going to start adding her to the conversation of Ray Phoenix on the question is, hey, Manny, where did I die?
Well, it's Shotzi, so it's always going to be good.
I would also point out that I think you could do a tape of Shotzi dives and realize that she hasn't landed many of them. And like she usually hurts herself more than anything. But
I thought this one, if you look at her closely, I feel like she was knocked out. So when she picked herself up and she was leaning against the apron, she's done.
Manny, before we move on, J.K. Smush answered the call. He says, "How were your hangovers?" Marcus, I'll go with you first. How was your hangover after Jack and a couple of Steve Austin beers?
You know, after experiencing vomiting and, a bit of a headache and being disoriented on where half my shit was for my podcasting equipment, because apparently I just rolled shit around. once I got some food in me, a shower, I seemed to be fine. After that. But it was a hassle. It was.
Manny, how about yourself?
No, I did not have any problems. I had to order a cab for my dad in the morning, so he woke me up in like 3 hours after that nonsense we did. So like half asleep kind of thing, where he needed to go to hospital. So that, and then I had to go pick him up. So I didn't really get a hangover. I think, I did throw up.
I learned something very important, that Papa John's pizza and wings taste just as good coming up as they did going down. Because at 2 a.m, I got hit with the, you know what? And the thing about
I'd rather have that.
You know what though? That's also a sign that you're not eating properly.
Let me also
chew your food, Eric.
Let me pause. Let me say 30 seconds. This might be TMI. However, I remember my body trying to negotiate with my body, trying to make it come out the right way by sitting on the toilet like, hey, you want to come out this way. And nothing came out. And until I got back.
You were fighting oral diarrhea versus asshole diarrhea.
Yes, I think it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. Luckily,
that's disgusting.
But luckily, because Sharpie wife is recovering, there was a stool in there with a lot of her things. So I just sat on the stool and waited for the hurl to come up. And once I did, I slept like a baby. It was a wonderful and glorious time.
You didn't have whole food salmon coming out of you.
No, Marcus, with quinoa and spinach. No, thank you. That doesn't sound great coming up.
So we have a thing on the it's an out inner joke, but was the diarrhea worth it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I should have stuck to my guns and just drank water for the show, but I wanted to be a gamer, and this is my biggest downfall. I am one of those guys that will always participate. Yeah, it was downhill from there.
Eric, we don't need your bathroom watch along.
I warned everybody what was going to happen. So with that being said, something that surprised everybody, I think, on NXT was the first night, was the gauntlet match that took place, where Marcus Boy Swerve Scott lasted a lot longer than anybody thought he would, but it ended up being Bronson Reed who won the gauntlet to face Johnny Gargano, a match I do not remember. Manny, tell me about what you thought about the gauntlet, and then also about the match between Gargano and Reed for the North American title.
Thing that needs to be addressed. We witnessed pube on pube crime in that match.
Double pubes on money.
And then that was thrown on Leon Ruff's face. I feel like that's the biggest disrespect thing you could ever do, next to just dry humping someone's face.
Yeah. Fuck him in the ear, basically.
Oh.
But yeah, dry humping the face. That's what you're doing. Kind of.
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead and make your point.
No, I have no point. I waive my time.
You cannot waive your time, sir. Speaker, you have the floor. Speak, sir.
I know the guy match is good, and Eric, you say no one saw it coming. I said it from the word jump that Swerve Scott was gonna probably be in the finals of this thing, and I also picked Bronson Reed to win the damn thing.
Yeah, but
I was not shocked by this match.
That's completely biased because you love yourself some Swerve Scott for some unnecessary reason.
And yes, my memory might not be the best, but I think we were sober on that night. I believe you kept picking multiple people. I think at one point Manny even called you like the Bobby Heenan of keep picking different people to win this match. I just want to point out.
I didn't pick anybody that didn't end up in the finals. That's all I'm saying.
Once again,
I never picked LA Knight. I never picked Leon Ruff.
He was
I didn't pick Cameron Grimes.
He was like Bobby Heenan in a Royal Rumble. He's like, oh, here comes my pick.
Yeah, that's what I remember the most about Marcus. And then he would always rival back. Oh, there go my boy Swerve, knowing that Swerve would never win.
I didn't do that. Swerve had the best outfit of the night. The best thing about that match was the fact that Leon Ruff did a flip roll to the ring, and we thought that was a part of his entrance.
No, I knew his ass was getting beat up, man.
No. Because we watched that, we were like, oh. Did he just flip on his way into the ring?
So
no, Swerve got him.
So Wes asked this question: why can't Bronson Reed be LA Knight's muscle like Tyus was Eli Drake in Impact? Do you really want Bronson Reed to be somebody's muscle? Does anybody want that here?
I want Bronson Reed to be his own man.
Be a man. Fly, Bronson, fly. Yeah, I don't want to see it. I think LA Knight doesn't need muscle. He's just got to be the guy that talks. And we don't need an Omos AJ situation on NXT.
Now, Marcus, do you remember anything from Gargano versus Reed?
Yeah, it was a really good match. And,
I remember it being really good. I remember Reed powerbombing him. doing the reverse AEW spot.
And I honestly have no recollection of this match whatsoever. None.
For the record, I'm going to call this the worst Johnny Gargano takeover match ever. However,
he did have the War Machine. He had that.
That isn't a bad thing. That's not a bad thing because it was still a really good match.
I still put it higher than the Finn Karrion Kross match because at least these two both gave something. I feel like Finn contributed everything, and then Karrion Kross just showed up.
So it's in his day when you wrestle Cross, you'd be carrying Cross.
So now it's time to talk about the two remaining matches.
And you just slide past that joke.
I'm gonna slide past it because it deals with Karrion Kross. You know how I treated Ember Moon when I wouldn't acknowledge her. I'm not acknowledging that man either.
He doesn't listen to my amazing pun.
With that being said,
sir. I'm a pundit.
It's now time to talk about the two best matches from night one and also from night two. We're going to talk about the first one from night one. That was Walter versus Ciampa. I enjoyed this match so much, and I thought Ciampa actually... I knew he couldn't win, but the offense that they gave Ciampa against Walter was amazing. And the psychology of let me beat up Walter's hand so he can't chop me felt like it was a good sound strategy that did not work out at the end. Marcus,
you gotta get both of them. But then you forget that he has legs.
Yeah, Marcus.
God, the feet now coming into play.
Marcus, Walter is the NXT Brock Lesnar. It's always a treat when he shows up and he fights. What did you feel about this match with him and Ciampa?
Number one, the chop to the table is the greatest spot. It's better than any thumbtack spot, better than any chain. I'm talking about choke you out. That he just hit the table and it broke and you see the wood and that they sold it like that spot could never be healed again. Repair. It made Walter's chops even that much more devastating. I thought this match was incredible. It was just vicious. Ciampa looked like he was in the best shape of his life or the past 10 years. Maybe he wasn't wearing camo on a t-shirt, but this match was that match that I thought we need to bring Walter over here more, even if we have to give him the Brock Lesnar schedule and he only wrestles maybe once or twice a year.
My favorite spot from Ciampa is when he kicked the hand. I know kicking the hand did absolutely nothing, but seeing the man kick the hand. Manny, what are your views on this match? And then after you give me your views, I have a follow-up question for you.
So my favorite, I'm in total agreement with Marcus. The best spot was the table. And you know my history with tables. If they break, they need to remain broken.
Yes.
And they didn't fix that table, and I'm glad they didn't.
Manny is such an easy man to please. If you break the table, don't put the table back together. Now, as we all know...
wait. But I feel like the psychology in this match was perfect. And then it also continued. I was a bit disappointed that they didn't sell the hand the next night.
I know.
But like when he went on to face Rampage Brown, the lead up to the end where it was the chop to the arm to open up the chest, I thought that was great.
One of the things I would like to give the people, whoever the handler in the back that booked the match, I would say that they did a great job of making me forget about the size differential. I thought that Ciampa fought just as big as Walter at some points, where I actually believe that Daddy Ciampa was in there whooping ass, and I really enjoyed that. Now, my question...
was shredded in this match.
I guess the question is going to be geared towards both of you guys, so you guys both can answer, but I'm going to ask Manny to answer first. The champion who shall not be named needs an opponent. Do you feel Ciampa is a good stepping stone for him to fight again? Because Ciampa can probably help him have a good match, and he can take a loss to make him look like a possibly stronger champion.
I don't know if you do that right now, because he's just taken a big L against Walter. Like, if you talk about competition and, like, standing in companies, how things mean things, like, for instance, AEW's ranking system, you can't have Ciampa challenge him for that title. Neither could you. I also saw Pete Dunne post the eyes emoji when in response to Karrion Kross winning the title. But I don't think you can even put Pete Dunne in that question yet.
What about you, Marcus? Do you feel that Ciampa would be a ideal opponent for him, or do you think it would be somebody else?
No, Ciampa, he's not in the heavyweight picture right now. He's already was, I'm gonna say, exterminated by Kross in Kross's debut. where he just, sold for crossing guys' ass whooping. I think basically quit wrestling or something. He drove away. I believe Pete Dunne would be probably the first stepping stone for Cross, or someone, maybe a Finn rematch. But then you got O'Reilly too, who's down there.
No, I don't think you give O'Reilly, because I think O'Reilly can actually be the next NXT champion. Like, hopefully, Marcus' prediction of Vince seeing he who shall not be named, seeing him and then calls him up.
You already failed within.
Yeah, you failed like 3 times.
I know. It's gonna take me a while, because like that Ember hate was it was inside, and the Karrion hate is just whatever. So night 2 had an epic match that technically no one should have seen because it was unsanctioned. It was our boy Adam Cole going against Kyle O'Reilly in a match of blood feud. Just a blood feud, as Manny turned off his lights because it's unsanctioned. Manny, I'll start with you. I know this was an unsanctioned match. I felt that Johnny and Tommaso did a better job, but I thought for being the best match of night 2, I think it held that title. Do you agree?
It did. I think they told a great story, and you just did the level of violence these two went to. It almost felt unnecessary, but I feel like they were trying to outdo the previous matches they've had, where they've had the blow-off feud for this feud that they've done in the past, and that they've had to step it up for that particular crowd, and I feel like they definitely delivered. And the fact that we were drunk during this still holds up, that the fact that we still acknowledge it as a really good match to watch.
Well, Marcus is a true professional in this one, because Marcus realized how inebriated he was during this match. So he decided to revisit the match sober. And we're going to get his opinion real quick, but I want to talk about my favorite point of the match, and I want to talk about professionalism at its best. When Adam Cole decked the referee, knocked him out, licked him in the face, and punched him, and then the referee still decided he was going to do his job when he could have walked out on that unsanctioned match, that is a man who really cares about his job. Now, Marcus, watching the match sober, did you still enjoy the match?
What? That spot when he punches the referee and knocks him out, and then 2 seconds later he starts calling the referee stupid for not counting his What are you, stupid? What are you, stupid? Why are you out? You so fucking stupid. I'm like, dude, you knocked him out.
If you were such a badass heel, you would have pinned him right next to the dead referee and counted to yourself.
Yeah, you would have grabbed the arm and would have been like that. But yeah, going back and watching it sober, it was a really good match. I thought they did a little too much to each other. That I was like, come on, one of them got to die for this. Like when he did the suplex on the stairs, the spot that ended Kyle O'Reilly's career potentially, and Kyle's still kicking out and stuff. I thought it was a little too much. But the stuff they were doing with the chain was amazing. The finish was amazing. The knees from the top with the chain through the chair was like, oh God, he killed him. And I thought it was a fantastic match. I just thought them going through the stage and the optics of Cole kicking the stage through to get to O'Reilly was just so much fun. Like, I really enjoyed this match, especially I think more on the second rewatch that you just really go like, man, this was crazy. But my question for you gentlemen is, and I know you said we weren't going to talk about AEW, but I have to throw it in there. They had the last unsanctioned match in wrestling with Britt Baker, Adam Cole's girlfriend, and Thunder Rosa. Who had the better unsanctioned match, Adam Cole or Britt Baker?
Adam Cole. This was more more structured. It wasn't as sloppy. But credit to them, they did it, and they main evented an AEW made an AEW show, which hasn't been done before. So credit to them.
And then on top of that, I thought that what made the women's match a lot more gruesome is the blood. I think the blood added an extra bit of seasoning. Compared to O'Reilly and Cole, they didn't need blood. Like, they were able to...
blood.
Huh?
They had a little blood.
It was a little bit
accidental.
But it was accidental. Like, they were able to convey the hatred for each other, even without doing the typical, like, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, rabbit punches to each other. Like,
Start the match.
I really enjoyed, and I thought, for me personally, I thought this was one of the better ways to end Adam Cole's career in NXT as he transitions to his next, his endeavor. Because I'm assuming that's how you write him off of the show, correct?
What about the music?
Oh, the
I
music
didn't
was
care.
terrible. The
I didn't
music
care
for
about
both
the
of them
music
was
enough.
terrible.
Like, so I was too drunk to
Well, I
even
went
realize
back
the
and-
music.
Go ahead. You too drunk to recognize the music?
Yeah, so I could care
All you
less.
had to say?
I can't make you know what? I was slipping, Marcus, and I was falling and I couldn't get up. I don't know what was going on in that situation
Man,
right
you about
there.
to make me lose my mind up in here.
You know.
Up in here.
Y'all gonna make me lose my cool.
But I thought I hated the music the first night, but then on the second time I was like, it's not this bad. It's just something different. It's something different. But I think Adam Cole should be able to keep the Undisputed Era music. So he should be able to still shock the system.
So I'm gonna stop being greedy right here and ask you guys a very good question right here. As we both said that we only wanted one night of NXT. So if you guys could book one night of NXT, what matches would you have kept? I know Walter and Walter and Ciampa would be one.
Hold on. Can we acknowledge that there was an NXT prelude in the middle of these nights where Rampage Brown got his ass whooped? Walter got on the plane and beat his ass the next morning.
To be fair, though, that was two big men bumping me.
Can I ask a question? So I was trying to make it back for the NXT prelude watch along, the UK one. Did I miss Pretty Deadly? Because I'm still trying to see these guys fight.
They went on the show.
Okay, good. I didn't miss them because
this was a regular episode of NXT UK, essentially. Once you see people doing training videos in the middle of this isn't a pay-per-view, and that mine wasn't, considered live, and Manny's was taped, and it had Peacock problems.
Peacock.
So, but it was a solid show. Rampage Brown got his ass whooped. I just wanted to tell that to Manny one more time because he thought Walter was losing to Rampage Brown this day.
Wow. That sounds petty, Marcus. And you could say that pettiness for the Untitled Manny and Marcus show that airs on Tuesday and Thursdays.
No. Me and Marcus continuously are paying at each other on the show.
Yeah. It's as I told somebody at work, my pettiness is a perk that comes with my personality.
If I had the achievement point for the Xbox, I would have hit that right there. So overall, I like the direction of Kyle O'Reilly. I think he has a lot of momentum going for him. I would like to see him challenge maybe Gargano for the North American title. I don't want to see him in the title. I don't want to see him in the title picture right now.
That's a step down. Down. You're basically declaring Gargano the champion. That's what you're doing. Because he's already fought for the heavyweight title. He ain't going for the North American title, a secondary title, the Intercontinental title. You don't do that.
Well, when you have to protect your new champion who's already weak in a lot of people's eyes, I don't think you need to give him the strongest competitor.
Hold on. Do you think that Adam Cole is gone from NXT?
Yes.
Yeah.
We felt this way before after the McAfee matches and several other matches.
Well, I think they realized they needed something to get them to get to Tuesday. Now that they're not in direct competition, now's the time you could actually move people around properly and not worry about the rate we're going to lose viewership and stuff like this when these people move.
I mean, I would prefer for Adam to stay in NXT, but I know that the proper transition is for them to go to the main roster and see if they can make it. I'm not really sure he can make it by himself, but you know what?
Come up with Undisputed.
He has proved people wrong multiple times, so he can continue to do it again.
Does he come up with Undisputed Era though? Could they put them back together? Even after this blood feud they just had, it seemed like there was a little bit of sympathy for Kyle at the end, and and he showed him mercy that they could reconcile and that all of them just go back up. Because Roddy quit NXT a few weeks ago, and Bobby Fish still can't understand what's going on. Like he's still going like, why don't anybody call me? Just let me reconcile.
Marcus, I think this is the last time we will see O'Reilly and Cole together as a team. I don't think they can do it anymore. I mean, yes, I thought the same thing about Sammy and Kevin. And guess what? On WrestleMania, we're getting Sammy and Kevin. But I just don't.
That will never end.
I don't see it happening again.
Well, it's because of the fans. I blame the fans for this one. They had a chant of fight forever, and Vince McMahon took that literally, and now they're going to be fighting forever.
So I guess now it's time for me to move over. NXT was actually, we said we enjoyed it. It's now to talk about what they did. WWE gave us a preview show disguised as an episode of Smackdown. So, Smackdown, let's talk about, they decided to sell the championship fight by having each member of the Triple Threat come out and say their piece. Daniel Bryan.
Closing arguments.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's closing argument was that he is excited because the fans are returning and he expects to win in front of them because they kind of fuel him. Manny, we both hate the fans. Did you feel that the closing argument for Daniel Bryan in this situation was good?
Fuck him and fuck the fans.
Bring the fan. I don't understand.
No, I don't want no one going there having a feel good moment. I want the moments Vince wants to give me because he knows best. He's been doing it for 700 years and he is still the number one in the game.
Manny, preach, brother, preach. Ain't no newfangled booking direction is gonna have it. Marcus, you're a Daniel Bryan supporter since day one. You was with him when WWE wanted to get rid of him. You were part of the first Yes movement where he actually defeated Randy Orton and Batista at WrestleMania. Can this man, can he strike gold again and defeat Edge and Roman Reigns?
No, he's not. He's not gonna win. But I thought this was a good promo overall. And what I think I enjoyed the most out of Daniel Bryan being added to this match is all the memes of so-and-so versus and Daniel Bryan. So whether it's Godzilla and Kong and Daniel Bryan or SmackDown versus Raw versus Daniel Bryan or Batman v Superman versus Daniel Bryan, whatever the case may be, I feel like this is a meme for life where you always throw Daniel Bryan in the middle of it.
But I agree with JK. He says the weakest of the three promos. Now, Marcus... go ahead, Manny.
I can't believe you brought up Godzilla versus King Kong again, Marcus, because it brings back a sour taste in my mouth. Not just because that was a 2-hour waste of time, but the fact that AEW decided to give me a Godzilla versus King Kong match.
Oh, hello. We never asked this on the show. Better Godzilla versus Kong match. Godzilla and Kong, the movie, or the Jurassic Express versus Bear Country.
I'm taking the movie, Marcus, because I had never seen Jurassic Express in Bear Country.
I'm taking the match because it was quicker. It's quicker than that movie.
Man, that match turned to a handicap triple threat match. Damn it, you can't take that away from me.
And then they have to respect. They told the story. It was the end of an era. At the end, they did the end of the era pose.
So basically, what you're saying is Undertaker versus Triple H with Shawn Michaels as the referee.
Yes. So, Marcus,
but guys, again, as someone pointed out, the only loser in all of Godzilla versus Kong, the only loser was Hong Kong.
Yeah, pretty much. So, closing argument number 2 was presented by Edge, who decided to wear all black but with white shoes and a white jacket. As Marcus told me, that was fashion at its best. Edge went out to the ring and he says that he manifests his dreams to come true. He manifests that he was going to win the Royal Rumble. He manifested this. And then he said, then that son of a bitch, Daniel Bryan, weaseled his way and he ruined the clash of an era, of Titans of an era. But he also said something extremely special that made Marcus extremely excited that only he can do justice. And Marcus, I turn to you with Edge's promo. Marcus, what made you so giddy about Edge's promo?
I take it as an insult. You think I'm just here to phone it in? Get my chest mannerisms acting. You think I'm just gonna phone it in? I take it serious. Okay? I'm doing hurricanranas off the top rope. Which personal line is that I'm going to use for the rest of my life whenever I'm going to describe how much hard work I put in to something? I'm doing, Eric's going to be like, damn, Marcus, you really edit that video together. I'm doing hurricanranas off the top rope. All right? I didn't phone that in. Manny's like, man, you seem tired today on the show. I'm doing hurricanranas off the top rope, Manny. I'm not holding it in.
You put a lot of work when you're doing the hurricanranas off the top, but the difference between when you're doing it in your dreams, you can't get hurt for the rest of your life.
That's when he said that line. It floored me. And it stuck with me for the rest of the night. And I called Eric immediately. It's like, I'm doing hurricanranas off the top rope. That is me not phoning it in. That is the most ridiculous statement ever.
And then let's not forget, Manny, before you go, that he also said something that was very disrespectful to the Tribal Chief. He called him just the Samoan version of Edge. I felt Edge had all the equips to maybe have the closing arguments of them all, but we still had the big dog to go.
But hold on, Edge trended online with the Samoan Edge trended on Twitter for a bit.
Manny, is he a good manifester of his dreams? Did you like the closing argument Edge made for his stake at the WWE title?
The man is doing Hurricane Runners off the top rope. I don't feel like he's done any Hurricane Runners off the top rope since
he did one time against Jey Uso. He did it that one time. If he don't do it, I'll be pissed.
If anything, during this WrestleMania week, I've done Hurricane Runners off the top rope.
Yes. You know what, Manny? I have done Hurricane Runners off the top rope, and I followed that up with a dive to the outside to make Marcus happy. It was a Hurricane Runner to a dive. God damn it.
No one's ever seen anything like that.
So
I'm doing Hurricane Runners off the top rope.
I'm doing Hurricane Runners through fire, people.
So clearly, as we all know, I'm extremely biased in this situation, but I personally feel that the Tribal Chief had the best closing arguments because he came out there and he let us know for a fact that he has a lot of problems. The man was carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. And now he has to go into a match on top of his other problems that he have where he doesn't even have to be pinned to lose his title. But then he said, you know what? I ain't worried. You know why he ain't worried? Because he ends dreams. He's a dream crusher. He's not going to let anybody win because he is fucking Roman Reigns. Manny, did you feel that the big dog just closed it out and let us know he ain't the one to be fucked with?
Well, if anything, I know we're all trying to shoehorn DMX things into the show. If anything, if you just played Roman Reigns walking down to the ring, playing Party Up, definitely fits Roman Reigns.
He gonna act a fool up in here. Up in here.
Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here. Up in here. What?
Yeah. I believe Roman. 100%. If Roman can talk all the shit he wants, I'll believe it.
When the man said he had problems, I wanted to say, damn, man, what problem? Did someone pull their dick out on a Zoom call with you, sir? What happened? Like, what's going on?
Eric, the amount of times we tell you, stop bringing up pre-game shows on the main show.
No one knew what the pre-game was, but I think that if you saw the problems that Roman had on his face, Marcus, tell me, did you feel he had a lot of problems? But a bitch wasn't one. 99 of them.
I felt like that Roman set everybody up for the ultimate. Like he seemed like the ultimate boss. And he's going to get cheered. He's going to get cheered at WrestleMania. This is going to happen. Roman Reigns is about to be cheered, and Daniel Bryan is probably going to get booed.
No, Edge is going to get booed.
I think Edge is going to get booed.
I think Edge is going to get cheered. I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect from this crowd for that match.
You know, this is why I don't like the fans.
Wait, Manny, breaking news. Manny, breaking news. Breaking news. Marcus, I don't give a fuck what the fans say. I don't.
Yeah, but they can ruin that match real quick with their random chants. If they start chanting CM Punk in the middle of it,
but
it's gonna be like, oh,
but you wanted the fans there, Marcus. This is what you wanted.
I want the fans. I want the good ones back.
Manny, pandemic era wrestling might be the greatest thing we've ever had. Correct, Manny? No fans. It's been wonderful, man. It's been wonderful.
We've seen the rise of people that we thought were shit on the microphone. They've improved so much in the pandemic era.
Apollo Crews being one of those people.
You think that Nigerian accent would have worked in front of people?
No, because
it's not working out without people.
Yeah, but he's trying to fine tune it, man. He's trying to fine tune it.
Nothing coming from this, okay? Nothing.
The only thing I can say in that accent that I can actually do properly is when he says "idiot."
So let's just say that the will of the big dog carried over earlier tonight because Jey Uso was the next crown winner of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
He won that before.
Huh?
He won the Battle Royal before the Roman speech.
I know, but I'm just saying that the momentum and the pep talk he got in the back. Jey Uso winning this Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Should we be worried about Jimmy? Or should we just realize that this means nothing for anybody's career and just enjoy all the little subtle stories that they were trying to tell in that Battle Royal, Manny?
Jimmy's going to Raw, Eric. Jimmy's going to Raw, and he's going to tag team with who's on Raw these days. No,
He's gonna become the new Big E of New Day.
He's gonna start up a new team with Ricochet
and Humberto Carrillo.
Which, do you know what? All those pictures of Humberto Carrillo looking jacked, he looked so small in that ring. In the battle royal.
It's called taking your picture at certain angles. So
let me point out a stat, Eric, about why the Andre the Giant Battle Royal means absolutely nothing. And I have nothing on my phone, by the way. I just wanted to make it look like I had it written down. But on that list of people who won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, Cesaro, who's barely getting his first singles WrestleMania match.
Mark, can you slide back in the frame while you make this point, man? You're leaning to there.
I don't know if I'm ever out of frame with this one. Okay? It's really hard to know. I can't see myself. I'm doing Hurricane Runners off the top of the Matt Hardy, who won it with the help of Bray Wyatt. And I believe the Big Show. Ain't nobody does, and Baron Corbin. Ain't nobody ever did shit with this Andre the Giant Battle. So you have nothing to worry about this.
Baron Corbin's been king for 2 years.
They should have gave it to Shinsuke.
Well,
Baron Corbin's now got a jacket with one sleeve.
You know what, Marcus? I wanted them to give it to T-Bar because I thought T-Bar looked pretty impressive in that match.
T-Bar needs to go by Dijakovic. His mama named him Dijakovic. His daddy's rolled over his grave because he ain't using that last name.
So, Manny, continuing with the SmackDown preview, I want to ask you this. I want to ask you this question. What did you feel about Big E telling Apollo a little bit about Tampa and how he's accomplished so much because he's from Tampa and everything? Like, do you feel that this?
What does that prove to anyone?
I don't know.
I could sell you on Camden Town where I live, and then I could still get my ass whooped.
I mean, I felt like his promo was supposed to be like. I felt like his promo was supposed to be something to the effect that I'm from the streets, but like the streets that he kind of that he outlined in Tampa didn't seem too hard. Marcus, wait, can you justify Big E's rebuttal to? Yes. Go ahead then.
Yes, he was talking about how Apollo is a man lost. He has lost his way. He had to find his Nigerian roots. As Big E said, I ain't never lost where I came from. I have never had to develop a phony accent. I have been here, bred here. I played football in that field, won championships. I don't have to change. I'm going to beat your ass because I already know who I am. You are a lost person. You are a lost fool. That's what he was saying.
Okay.
I still think Apollo's winning on his 6th attempt, which I think is ridiculous.
It's a Nigerian drum match, which is the most racist match ever, but they made up for it by having the main event of WrestleMania being 2 black women. I don't know how this is.
Marcus,
it's going to be the most racist WrestleMania, or it could be the most non-racist WrestleMania of all time, because Hulk Hogan's hosting.
All right, so a couple of things that I want to, 2 little things before we get to the main event of the pretty much. Marcus pointed out, we got a random Tamina versus Nia Jax match. The thing that happened in this match, though, it was a Samoan drop. And Marcus asked me this question, and I guess I should ask you, Manny. Shouldn't she have been immune to the Samoan drop by being Samoan? I mean, that's a very good question. I don't think you could use a Samoan drop on a fellow Samoan. I just don't know if that works that way. Do you have an answer, Manny?
I'm genuinely stumped by that question.
He's going through history. What Samoans have lost to a Samoan drop? Really hard answer.
Marcus, what about you? Do you think she should have no-sold the Samoan drop?
I thought Tamina's reversal showed that she's more Samoan than Nia Jax is. Because Nia went for a Samoan drop. Tamina was able to counter and got her own Samoan drop. And I'm going to tell you this right now, gentlemen. This is the best Tamina match I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to stick to it. And this match had no reason had to be invested like it was, because I never knew I wanted this until it started to happen, and they started pie-facing each other.
Yeah,
and I was like, shit, this is the safest match you can have with either one of them so they don't injure anybody that's important for WrestleMania.
And Manny, I will admit something, because I think I was on the phone with Marcus, and I said, they're going to give me this match for free, and I couldn't believe those words came out of my mouth, because I was like, because it felt bigger than what it was. But the thing I want to talk about that made me really...
First of all, I feel like you deserve a demerit for that.
Sir, don't give me a demerit for that. But the thing that made me laugh the most about it, because, of course, watching these wrestling matches, it was like the fact that it clearly Tamina and Natty weren't on the same page because they wore two completely different outfits on that night. Natty wore her red and black, and then Tamina was dressed in Laker colors, and I was like, what the hell is going on? They were supposed to be a tag team. And then, of course, it led to the whole backstage where every random women tag team showed up back there, and then Tamina and Natty was reigning over all of them.
You know the funny part about that was Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose came on and go, what about us? And then Dana Brooke took the worst beating I've seen in the backstage.
Well, no, so for me, that whole segment that happened is that when Lana and Naomi showed up, and I told Marcus, I was like, man, when they showed up, to me, it felt like every scene from every movie where they have those broke strippers on the walk trying to sell something, like their colorful outfits and stuff. I was like, I don't want this match at all.
Eric, they're called movie hookers.
Yeah, movie hookers.
It's like, you looking for a good time, Sailor? And that's their line. This is like 1999.
Marcus, I'm doing hurricane rounders off the top ropes in my dreams, damn it. God damn it. So then...
the dreams.
Then we got a subtle thing that maybe a lot of people didn't notice, but it was subtle. It was between Adam Pearce.
One sec. Ladies and gentlemen, Billie Kay is on WrestleMania, people.
She is. She made it.
I can't pay the work again, man.
All the work of you guys' hashtags and stuff worked.
Nia's already up there, but we're on our way. We're gonna pick her up, get on play, so we can drive back down here in a pickup truck to go beat their ass for not putting Eric on the card.
Me and Marcus, all those Hurricane runners off the top rope, they paid off. Well done, Marcus. Let's take one for us. Clap for both of us.
Take one, sir. With that being said, Sonya Deville finally told Adam Pearce how she felt. That she didn't like anything that he did. Anything.
Bit late now.
And then walked out. I was like, ain't that a bitch? But we don't need to spend that.
That's a subtle thing.
Yeah, that was my subtle.
That was looking into the camera. I'll turn it heel, and we're going to have a heel general manager coming soon. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode should never have to defend their titles tonight. And Daniel Bryan never been added to my main event.
I just really want her to get back in the ring and get back to being the character she was, because that was a great character. Fucking guy.
Well, now the question, since it's funny, Manny brings up character, because I'm ending with this before we get into our WrestleMania preview. Sasha Banks cut a promo. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like she had a new accent that she was using, and it wasn't the same fake one. Manny, could you give me, because I know you're the expert in Sasha Banks accents, could you give me a little insight of what was going on with her voice?
Let me show you what I was doing when Sasha Banks was talking. Oh. Yeah, I was looking at Squirrel Squad.
Marcus, I cannot deal with Manny. He is not professional. Marcus, answer my question. I know you're busy. I know you were busy doing hurricane runners off of the top rope, but at the same time, Sasha Banks cut her promo. And what she said was not bad. However, the tone in which she used really bothered me. And then she ended with the laugh. She's going to show Bianca she's the best.
So, whatever Sasha said, I don't honestly recall. My face was like this. Oh, my phone disappears because of 3D background. Stephen Wolf. Who knows he owns 50,000 worlds. I don't know. I just need them to get to the match because the feud's been really mad, and I think they're going to have an outstanding main event.
All right. With that being said, that concluded the Smackdown preview. So now it's time for us to transition into WrestleMania, the preview.
You're not gonna point out the most important thing that happened on this show tonight?
No, what was it, Marcus?
I'm tired of doing this, man. I'm tired of correcting you on your shows, man. This is your show. I shouldn't have to jump in here. I shouldn't have to do hurricane runners off the top rope.
Well, Marcus, you know, for the fact that something might have happened that I just didn't give a damn about. We'll see what you're about to say. What did I miss, Marcus?
Okay. Tucker Knight made an appearance on SmackDown.
Marcus, that didn't move my needle at all, Marcus. Marcus, can I tell you something?
Hold on. Not only was he around, he was wearing shiny silver pants.
Marcus, the brief reunion of the Lucia house party probably had more relevance to me than Tucker Knight being there. I'm just letting you know, man. It just didn't do it.
Oh, man. I died laughing when they were like, Tucker's even in there. And Eric from the Viking Raiders. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he showed up. He got kicked out. I mean, when Humberto Carrillo came out, it was like, goddamn, they done dug everybody up for this.
There was nobody in there that could have won that battle royal legitly other than Jey Uso and Shinsuke Nakamura.
So, with that being said, because there's nobody, it's now time for what we're going to have to watch along today. It's WrestleMania Night 1. Huh?
I think it's Seth's ad.
Oh. Seth's
Seth
ad was amazing. It was amazing. And he said at the end when he closed it, this ad was not paid for by Seth Rollins, but by people who support Seth Rollins. I was like, yeah. JK said, rest in peace, Tucker. You know you done when Vince has you jobbed up by 2 black dudes. Man. So night 1, it was announced that the title match between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley will kick the show off tonight. Marcus, do you feel this is disrespectful to the Almighty that he's curtain jerking, or do you feel that it's a chance for him to set the bar for the night?
I think it's a bar setter. It's a bar setter for the night between him and Drew. Yes, it's going first, but again, you guys may not like this, but that crowd's going to be hot for that opening match. They're going to be hot. It's because this is the first crowd back. They're going to be pumped up. As soon as that bell ring, they're going to be all in for the Almighty and Drew McIntyre. And also, since it is going on first, I have no question in my mind that Almighty Bobby Lashley is retaining this title.
Manny, you were shaking your hand in disgust or in disagreement. I'm not really sure which one it was. But do you feel that opening the match is a good way to go for the Almighty Bobby Lashley?
Well, there's only 2 matches you're going to remember from this. When you consider main events, it's either the first match or the last match. So it's a good placement for the match, but I don't believe it's going to set the bar, Marcus. I believe you're going to get 5 minutes of action.
Oh, no. Oh, the question of the bar, I think it's going to be... No, hold on. Let me clarify what I mean by that. I said they're going to get the crowd right. They're going to get the crowd hyped. But do I think it's going to be a great match? No. I think it's going to be a solid match. You get 15 minutes from Drew at least. Drew
I hope
that.
He had a 5-minute match with Brock Lesnar last year.
That's a Brock Lesnar match, not a Drew McIntyre match.
I hope they don't just give Drew his moment in front of the fans. I just hope they don't, because I feel like that's disrespectful to Bobby.
I just hope that they actually get some type of reaction, because I don't like, this is the unknown. Like a lot.
They're not gonna get a reaction.
No, this is the unknown, because we've been dealing with pandemic professional wrestling for so long. We don't know what has really resonated with the majority of the audience. We don't know. I mean, I know what I like. I appreciate the Almighty and MVP, but maybe it won't be a lot of people of my skin color there and will not appreciate what MVP and Bobby Lashley have accomplished.
No, considering the outroar of the breaking up of the Hurt Business of all races, I think everybody has decided that was a bad move. I think Bobby's going to get support from that crowd.
Oh, Cedric was still wearing his Hurt Business tights and put the black X over them.
Yeah.
With that being said, it was also announced, and big news is that Bianca and Sasha are closing out night 1 of WrestleMania. Manny, I turn to you. I think this is a good opportunity for Bianca to have a moment if she does defeat Sasha. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, Sasha has been on a streak of defending her titles. What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's time. It's time. We need Sasha to go away. I'm not even amped for this match. Like, I still feel like it should have been Bayley. We could have got way more out of this feud if it was Bayley. Sasha has brought nothing to this feud. Nothing.
Marcus, I expect no different answer from Manny in this situation. I knew where he was going to go. Marcus, what about you? Do you think there's a chance that Sasha could retain her title against Bianca?
Well, Eric, the sun don't shine when the sun don't shine. I think that's how it goes. I don't even know if it fits into this conversation, but I was shoehorning that in. I think it's going to be a really good match overall. What are we talking about again? Sasha and Bianca,
Sasha and Bayley, man. Sasha and Bianca.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Eric wanted to talk about things that were going on in the pre-show, the pre-ramble that we have, he believed it was Sasha Banks versus Beyonce at one point.
Yeah. And that was almost our thumbnail. It was like, this is for all the single ladies. All the single ladies. And then they would go, girls, we run the world, girls. But For real though, I think this is a good choice in main event. I think that the crowd will, I don't know, be invested. And the shout out to Bayley, who isn't a part of WrestleMania, but I believe will be a part of WrestleMania for the return of Becky Lynch.
I'm in full confidence that Bianca is gonna tell Sasha how it's going down, and she's gonna be the moment that ends WrestleMania night 1, holding the women's title over her head. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think, as Manny said, Sasha's time has come to an end. She's had more successful title defenses that she's ever had in her entire career. And, what can we say? So we've already talked about the crust.
And none of those matches memorable.
We've already talked about the bookends of the show, but let's talk about the inner workings of night 1. I know a match that we're all looking forward to, and we don't even need to be drunk for this match. It's a match that I hope that the New Day finally loses again. It's the in-ring debut of Omos and AJ Styles. Marcus, you were clapping your head, Marcus. I know this is the gimmick match of the night for you, correct?
Eric, I know people may poo-poo on this idea or poo-poo on this match or whatever, but I've wanted to see Omos get in the ring since Raw Underground. Since he was standing at that door. Okay? He looked like the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And he can't do nothing. He's just a big man. He's a black Khali. And I just feel like he's going to go in there.
I think he's going to surprise people.
He's going to shock the world, Eric. You know why? Because Omos is going to be doing Hurricane Rana on the top.
Well, he might be in his dreams because, Up, Up, Down, Down that debuted this week, Xavier was talking a lot of shit about if he's laying down on the mat, he's the same height. I'm not 100% sure what he meant by that, but at the end of the day.
He's going to take it to the ground.
Yeah, he said he's going to take the knees out.
He got a ground game.
Are we hoping that this is a short match and this AJ and Omos walks away with the tag team titles? Or do we think we're going to...
I want Omos to throw Xavier Woods into the land of irrelevancy, because I'm tired of Xavier Woods.
So we're clear that we think that Omos is going to only bump with Xavier Woods for the simple reason if someone gets hurt in this match, Xavier has his G4 gig going on the outside that can help promote WWE, because he announced on Up, Up, Down, Down that G4 and WWE, no surprise, partnered and gave him his own show on the network. No surprise there.
I'm shocked.
Marcus, so
I wouldn't be shocked if Vince McMahon owns G4 now.
Oh wait, so actually let me do picks real quick. So Drew McIntyre, Bobby, Manny, who do you got?
Bobby.
Marcus, who do you got?
The Almighty, Bobby Lashley.
I'm also taking Bobby in this one. We're gonna all lose that one. Bianca, Sasha, Marcus, who do you have?
Bianca Belair.
Manny, who do you have?
Bianca Belair.
Hey, you taking Beyonce?
I'm gonna take Beyonce. I am. I'm gonna take Beyonce in the Black Parade. I'm gonna also take Bianca.
Beyonce Belair.
I'm gonna also take Bianca just because this year Sasha fell down in my rankings and she needs to be punished for all the wrongs that she has done. So
hold on, all the wrongs. List them now, please.
I shall not list the wrongs because we have more show to get through. So Marcus, I think we all can safely say we're taking Omos and AJ Styles, correct?
Into the watch log to hear Eric's list of what Sasha's wrongs are. So you've got
Sasha's wrongs, and you see Eric. Another video by himself.
You now have 5 hours to produce a list.
I'm not giving you no list, David. So Marcus and Manny, we're all taking Omos and AJ, correct?
Yeah.
We don't want the New Day is over for us, right? We need to move on from the New Day.
I just want Kofi to be a singles wrestler.
Kofi doesn't want to do that no more. Kofi is retiring any minute now.
I don't know if there's much to be said about this stupid match, but we have Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman in the steel cage. I don't want it. I don't really care, but we're getting it anyway. Marcus, who you got? What do you expect from this match?
I only want one thing for this match. I know it's happening. I can't stop it. I know Shane's going to jump off something. I can't stop it. I know it's not going to be something I'm invested in. I understand that. But for the love of God, please don't give me the choo-choo train sound effect. That's all I don't want.
You're getting the choo-choo train sound effect.
Manny,
and you're getting Shane jumping off that pirate ship.
So, do you think Shane is going to learn that it's dark and hell is hot based on him fighting Braun in this match?
Well, see, the last time Shane was in this situation, he was fighting The Miz and The Miz's dad. And he somehow managed to pull off the win despite being the heel in this situation at WrestleMania. Which is begging the question, is Shane really going to get the win against Braun Strowman? Because that would be awful.
I think I could safely say that I think this match for me will be my bathroom break of when I can walk away and and do maybe make a sandwich or figure out something to eat. I don't really care. Braun Strowman.
I'm going to think about my life choices while this match comes on.
Let me just say, Braun Strowman is probably in that same category as that person. He's probably, you know what? He's down there. He's below Ember Moon. Ember Moon is on top of Braun Strowman in this situation.
Hold on, I think Braun Strowman has a better wrestling, but is a better wrestler than Cross. Hot take.
That's not a hot take. That's just plain obvious.
Anyway, so moving down the line, we have the women's tag team turmoil qualifier.
Let's go.
We have Carmella and Billie Kay, Lana and Naomi, Tamina and Natty, the Riot Squad, and Mandy and Dana.
Can we stop talking about the rest of the bottom of the barrel crew? There's only one team in this match. One team and one team only, and it's the only team that's going through to the night 2 of WrestleMania. And that is Tamina and Natty.
Marcus, I also...
Tamina is about to get this gold. They have momentum like I've never seen them have before in their life. Not only is Natty going to make it to WrestleMania, Eric, Natty is going to win at WrestleMania twice in 2 nights.
Marcus, I may be slipping, but I'm going to piggyback on you right here with this and say that I agree with you when I think that Natty not only is going to make WrestleMania, but she's going to win on WrestleMania in her debut as she defeats in this turmoil. Manny, I know you're probably going to side with Billie Kay and Carmella in this situation, but go ahead, man, and make your pick in this match.
I got Carmella and Billie Kay. Double Billie Kays right here.
No Carmella in that picture.
But I'm confident to say that I think we can both agree if our team picks don't win, if anybody else win, we will riot. Simple as that.
I'm controlling the stream. I'm controlling the stream. If Billie Kay don't win, the stream turning off.
So I think when it comes to the fun match of night 1, I think this match will be it. It will be The Miz and John Morrison going against Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Of course, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest is going to win this match. I don't think anybody is going to say anything different. Manny, are you going to say that Miz and John Morrison have a chance in this match?
No, they are not going to have a chance in this match. But John Morrison might do a Hurricane Runner off the top rope.
He might. and I'm also 100% sure that John Morrison will be the one taking the pin also. I'm just confident in the situation. Marcus, are you going to go on a limb and put your money behind Miz and John Morrison, or are you taking the Grammy Award-winning Bad Bunny and Damian Priest?
I'm taking the Grammy Award-winning Bad Bunny and Damian Priest for 500. But I want to say this about this match. I think this is going to be the most shocking match on the card, in which that we will be really impressed with what Bad Bunny has to offer in the wrestling ring.
So, Marcus, I'm very disappointed in you because I thought you were going to leave it ambiguous when you said it was shocking and not really explain what you mean by shocking, because if you would have left it's going to be a shocking match. If it became shockingly bad or shockingly good, you had an easy out.
Manny, I'm not one of those guys.
You look confused and some Bad Bunny music started playing in your background. You just look like you smelled something bad.
No, my phone's ringing.
Oh. You're going to answer the phone? Me and Marcus always answer our phone calls on the show.
Yeah, I don't answer my phone on the show.
You and your professionalism. So arguably, what I think would be the best wrestle match of night 1 will be...
Hang on, professionalism?
Yes.
We all got drunk on the last show we did.
But that was the intention of the show. It was a drink along. If we advertised a drink along and we did not get drunk, then the viewers would not have gotten what they wanted. Simple as that.
What?
I got more. If anything, I got sleepy. Well, you two got visibly drunk.
Manny, so the thing is, the argument is that, yes, Marcus and I were visibly drunk. With you could always dispute, like, I wasn't drunk. I was just sleepy. We had no excuse. We were drunk. We were. Marcus started laughing at shit that wasn't even funny. And then I started just getting like very talkative. I hate when I get talkative. I saw the glow on my skin. I was like, shit, I know I'm drunk. But like I said, the arguably best match of the night will be Cesaro versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, is that night one? I thought it was
that is night one, y'all. That is night one. Night one is pretty stacked in so many ways that I'm looking forward to.
Two.
No, according to what I looked at the report, unless they're gonna change it later, they said it was night.
Look, it's night two, just Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and the triple threat. Because I think you've named every match.
No.
Is there any of this that might end up on the pre-show? Because I've set the recording tonight to start at 12:45 my time, which would be 15 minutes before showtime.
To me, if anything got pre-show, it would probably be the women turmoil match. That would probably be pre-show. If they're gonna fight for time, just because I don't see them being on the main show. Because I feel like Cesaro and Seth is gonna get a lot of time to go. Who you got, Marcus?
What?
Cesaro and Seth.
Oh, I'm going Cesaro.
Manny, are you going Cesaro?
I didn't know we were picking that one.
I'm going Mr. OP, Cesaro.
I have to go with the best dressed man. I'm going with Cesaro. I'm going with Seth Rollins just because I don't want us to all have the same picks. But in my heart, I know Cesaro's going to win. But I'm going against the grain. But that's night one. Moving on to night two. We have the triple threat with the Weasel, the Dreamer, and the Dream Crusher. We have Daniel Bryan, Edge against Roman Reigns. I'm putting my feather in my hat for Roman Reigns to retain his title. And anything else, I will stop watching the rest of WrestleMania. I would. True, this will probably be the last match, so that means absolutely nothing. But at the end of the day, that's what I would do.
I'm going to turn off my Peacock subscription.
Hot take right there. Hot take if Roman loses. Manny, who do you have? The Weasel, the Dreamer, or the Dream Crusher?
I like crushing dreams, Eric. Going Dream Crusher. The moment he named himself as a Dream Crusher, I was sold.
Marcus, I know you've been doing hurricanranas off the top rope this whole episode, Marcus. Yes. But Marcus, are you going to take the Dream Crusher or are you going to take the Weasel? Who's been your boy for a long time?
I'm taking the Dreamer. I'm taking the Dreamer. I'm taking Tommy Dreamer to win this title at the end. A Money in the Bank briefcase that we didn't even know he had since 1997. But no, Edge to win, to pin Daniel Bryan, and to turn the Universal title back to the World Heavyweight Championship by Friday of next week.
Okay. No. Another championship match.
You can't have that title because that title's right here.
Yeah, man. With his name on it. He won it. He won it.
That is a fake. That is a fake.
How dare you?
He won it.
I won that. I beat Ultimo Dragon for that.
Oh, shit. Never mind then. Never mind.
So another title match scheduled for the night. We have Rhea Ripley going against Asuka. In my heart, I would love for Asuka to win, but Vince has a new blonde to play with, and I think he's going to give the title to Rhea Ripley. Marcus, it sounds horrible, but if you're a wrestling fan, you know exactly what I mean in this situation. Who you got, Asuka or Rhea, Marcus?
Charlotte Flair. Coming in, right? Not this play. I got Rhea Ripley.
Get it out, man. Get it out.
Ripley to beat Asuka. Because Asuka, just like Io Shirai, her title reign needs to come to an end. Not because they're Japanese.
And then we can recreate the new version of the Kabuki Warriors.
No. By the way, if Kyrie
hold on. If I get a flute, I will accept the new version of the Kabuki Warriors.
That's all you want is a flute.
I would love for Kyrie Sane to be here. It's a pirate ship, damn it. It's a pirate ship. Why couldn't she make it to this one?
So Manny, are you taking Rhea also, or are you gonna say Asuka's gonna retain?
No, Rhea Ripley's gonna win.
All right. So in the more controversial match, because I'm there for the theatrics and I'm disappointed it is not on night one because I really want to know what this match is, we have the Nigerian drum match. We have Apollo Crews going against Big E. Manny, Big E's been your boy for a long, long time. Are you gonna ride and die with him being from the streets of Tampa? He let us know what's going to happen in the streets of Tampa, that this Nigerian drum match will not do anything to help Apollo win. Do you think Big E is going to win?
Unfortunately, Eric, I don't think he's going to win because there's no goddamn reason why Apollo is having 6 title matches only to lose all 6 of them. I'm emphasizing 6. If you haven't understood this, I don't understand why he's having 6 title matches against the man and lost every single one of them. It's unacceptable and deplorable.
Do not.
Only thing that counts is WrestleMania time. I can lose all season long, but if it comes to the playoffs or the finals or the World Series and I win that last game, that's the only one that matters, Reddy.
And I hope the New Day come and help save him. Well, maybe this is the time they turn on him.
No, it's not. Hopefully, it is Nigerian drum match. It is such a great match that they have to do it again with no Nigerians in it.
I just want to know who. I just need to know who the Nigerians are going to play. I mean, is it going to be a boombox where they just play drums and stuff? I'm very confused with what this match is going to be.
I definitely feel like they're gonna have black people in tribal garb around the ring banging on drums. So I feel like that's going to happen. And I think this is going to be a cinematic match where they're not even going to fight in a ring. It's going to be just like a sandy area.
So you're saying that WWE is trying to get canceled on this night too?
It's basically going to be the fight for Wakanda.
Okay. And Marcus, who are you picking? Big E or Apollo?
I think you go Big E. I'm going Big E. He said something a while ago that he's going to be champion for a year, and then he's going to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania next year after winning the Royal Rumble.
How dare you disrespect Apollo's Nigerian royal heritage?
So
and
Marcus,
his ancestors, they will call you an idiot.
Marcus, I disagree with you. I'm going with the only true African American that's in WWE, the man who has the never quit attitude. And he couldn't do it after 6 other champions, but this is the 6 times the charm. He's going to win the title, and he's going to bring it back to his homeland of Nigeria, because that's a fire scarf. I'm taking Apollo Crews.
I'll burn that scarf.
Apollo, the racist character.
So another title that's on the line is 2 bros going against each other. We have Sheamus going against Matt Riddle for the United States title. Marcus, I had nothing else. Marcus, are you going?
Bro kick.
Are you going?
One is the ultimate bro.
Thank you, Marcus, for making it sound like what I said made sense.
No, it doesn't.
Marcus, who are you going for in this match?
I'm going with another great match from Sheamus and Riddle, who are going to perform a great match. And I'm going to say Matt Riddle retains. And that would be that. And that's all I got to say about that. But they're going to beat the hell out of each other.
Manny, what about yourself? Do you think?
I kind of feel like they need to give something to Sheamus, because he's been on the top of his game for a good while now, and just continuously taking L's for no reason, even though he's been delivering in every single one of those matches. So I want Sheamus to win.
So we have the women's tag team match. The question is, we don't know who they're going to fight. We all have our picks, but the question it will be, new champions? Mark, you agree, new champions?
New champions.
I also agree.
But what was your question? Will Nia get through without injuring anybody?
No, I think this is where Shayna and Nia implode with each other. I think it's finally they had enough with each other.
Eric, I think this is going to be a 5-star match, and this is where I take the title and then abolish it.
I Manny, if you take the title from me in this 5-star match, but Tamina and Natty win, I can take the title back from you.
No, the stipulation wasn't.
It's a tricky case.
The stipulation wasn't any particular type of goal.
No. It is any title.
No. It was women's title, not women's tag title.
This is a women's title. We didn't say a specific women's title.
Singles title.
I have a feeling that I think the NXT Women's Champions are going to show up in this match somehow, some way. I feel like Shotzi and Ember are going to come down on the tank just to because you know how they got their tag team titles were a little just because of what Adam Pearce did when he was invited to NXT and then made Regal create his own titles. I don't think that story is just going to end right then and there. That's just me.
I think it just ended.
So Kevin Owens, Sammy, Marcus.
Titles, like, no, well, you got your own basketball. I bought my own basketball, so you can't take it and go home and leave.
Marcus, so Kevin Owens versus Sammy. I would call this match the Cesaro and Seth Rollins match of night 2. Who do you have in this match?
Logan Paul is the real winner.
I'm not mentioning his name, but you did.
Logan Paul is the real winner, and I got Owens winning, Sammy getting stunned, Logan getting stunned, And that would be the end of that segment.
As Marcus pop bottle, is that you popping packaging bubbles?
That is me.
Fucker. Maddie, who you got?
Well, I think this is just a setup to a feud either between Sammy and the Pauls or Kevin and the Pauls. So it's just a setup feud to lead into another payday for Logan Paul and WWE.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Jake.
Well, they sure hope Jake Paul into this one. Maybe.
Oh, fuck Jake Paul. I hate him so much. I hope he dies.
Maybe they get Jake the Pauls versus Sammy and Kevin by the end of this. And all these friends and family can suit up to fight the Pauls.
All right, and then the last match of night 2, Randy Orton against the Toxic Avenger. Who you got, Marcus?
This is the main event, right?
I don't know. I don't think it's the main event. I think.
I got the Fiend winning, but I don't even know what type of match this is gonna be.
No, I think nobody. And I think that's the
I have no idea what they're gonna do. They've already lit each other on fire. Alexa Bliss is already throwing yoga flames at them. Like, there's nothing else they can do. Now there's an audience. Are they just gonna wrestle? Is that the new Fiend? Is that he has a ground game?
No, I'm assuming this will be the one match that remains a cinema match that the people who are in attendance will have to watch this on the screen. I would hope so. Manny, are you hoping the same that I'm hoping?
I hope it's cinematic because there's no way there's nothing else these two can do. The fact there's an audience there makes it more difficult, if anything. So it has to be cinematic.
I think the era of cinematic matches are dead now that we have a live crowd.
See,
I didn't pay to watch a movie.
See, this is it. I fuck the fans. Hate them all.
Tell him, Manny. Manny, I need you to slide back in the frame, my brother. There you go. Thank you. I mean, I know you guys are both tired, and we're at the conclusion of the show.
It's not even that. It's the fact that we're into such a small, narrow box that we could be seen if we were leaning like this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that
it's a gift kind of shit.
I'm sorry that it's 3 of us and we don't have that much room to
shit. I can't even be my board bill shit right now.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm in a little box.
Well, I can switch to have Manny his own camera by himself, so he can have all the room to move around.
Why do I need to be full screen?
You're full screen right now. You got now. You can lean to whatever side that you want to. And he said, "There it is, Manny's all on the screen." And you know what?
It was all the screen.
And then. And you know, and to make Marcus even more jealous, I'm not gonna give him his own box to be by himself.
Actually, Eric, I just saw how I look on that screen. It actually looks nice. the way you had it laid out.
Yeah, because that was one of the screens I was working on, and it didn't work out too well. So
it actually looked nice with my background.
So Marcus and Manny, the question I have for you, because I would say that I think tonight is going to be the better night of WrestleMania for me. I think it has more things that interest me. But what say you? Marcus, what night of the card, which one do you think you like the most?
Well, I think they have a good mix of both of the cards. I think the main event, the triple threat main event with Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Roman is going to be a good match. Sammy and Seth, I don't think they could do a bad match. So that's going to be fun. I'm curious about the Nigerian drum match. Riddle and Sheamus is going to be, top tier. So I think it's kind of equal. I'm taking the safe answer and going about it's an equal night of wrestling.
No, I think, Marcus, the way that you were trying to sell it, because you were selling night 2 as being your pick, but you just don't want to pick night 2. Because you talked about everything on night 2.
No. I was just saying, I honestly didn't know what night I was. Eric, I don't remember.
Yeah, but sounds like that night 2 got you.
I feel like the main events are going to be the ones that really sell the night. And I feel like the drama you're going to get from night 2 with the main event of the triple threat match is going to make that a better show overall.
I agree. And that pretty much concludes this show. I mean, we made it through. Hope you guys have any closing arguments that you want to put out before we do it again. And
we should have had 3 separate promos about why you should watch this. I'm going to say, I'm actually excited for this WrestleMania. I think it's because of the takeover got me pumped up, and I really enjoyed those shows.
Got you pumped
up
on
excited for WrestleMania. They can't go take care of me, but oh God, I'm doing hurricanranas off the top rope now.
Oh, are you doing hurricanranas off the top rope? I'll tell you what I'm doing, Marcus. You better watch the watch along tonight because I'm doing 450s off the top rope.
Oh! See that shit coming at all.
I ain't doing shit.
You said that last time.
Eric. We know Eric.
I'll be their referee.
But I think
You were supposed to. The idea was you were supposed to be the moderator of the drinking thing, but you got what you at one point were worse than both of us.
Yeah, it literally becomes any special enforcer. He got involved.
I did.
And then he got salty and sat in a corner when his birthday message came up.
It's your birthday.
Which was perfectly set up because he was eating birthday cake. And then the message
you know what's great? You know what's great about a Saturday show? I don't have to worry about a Brandon Cutler birthday message popping up. However, I do know, because someone has control in the live stream, that I may be subject to this again, which I'm not very happy about at all. And at the same time, I see Marcus extremely excited. Oh, wow, my chat has stopped working. I didn't even know that. Damn.
Don't matter. You didn't give your picks for night 1, night 2.
I told you night 1 is my night that I want. It's the can't miss night. The only person who didn't give their pick was Manny. Manny, what night you going for, my brother?
I said night 2.
Oh, you going for night 2?
I was the one that said the drummer of night 2 is the one that's gonna sell me on it.
I think though, the pageantry, the stage looks amazing. I can't wait to see what they do with the drone designs and stuff in the sky. I think it's gonna be an amazing WrestleMania.
Well, they got cardboard fans in there as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, to pad it out.
I think
this should be interesting.
I think at the end of the day, I think who really wins will be wrestling fans. I think WWE is going to.
They never win. They find ways to lose.
Well,
yeah, they always find ways to lose.
Well, I never lose. I've never lost. So I think I'm going to enjoy tonight.
You've lost the DSPN title numerous times.
I was robbed and I never competed for it again. And look where that championship is without me being the champion. Is defunct and on a useless soul. With that being said.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
What the fuck? You think I'm just phoning in? Huh? You think I'm just phoning in the champion?
You don't even
I'm doing hurricane runs off the top rope.
You don't even challenge anybody for the title anymore, man.
I said I would have challenged the entire WrestleMania week, but no one ever put it together. The entire WrestleMania week.
Well, no one put their picks in. They know the email address. This is your fault, listeners.
If you guys weren't too busy doing hurricane runners off the top ropes, this wouldn't be a problem. But you guys keep doing those damn hurricane runners off the top rope, and we can't have anything. We can't have anything nice.
I tell you what, we're going live about 15, 20 minutes before the actual WrestleMania show goes live. You have in that time before the show goes live to get picks in, and you can challenge Marcus for the defunct DSPN title.
I just put our email address on the screen, so you know what? Now you have no excuse of how to email us. It's on the screen right there.
What you guys don't realize is that I've defended this DSPN title on a weekly basis, where it just was non-televised. Okay, it was non-televised. It was weekly basis. I fought Ultimate Dragon. I fought Disco Inferno. I beat Dave Meltzer a few times.
So
all the people on the internet.
What you're saying that you're beating yourself when no one's around watching?
I name names. They're beating me.
Okay. Yeah. On that note, look like the goons are back and they in his ear. We hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. Remember to
say it properly, Eric. Say it properly.
I'm not. If you listen to the show today and you start listening to it about 30 minutes from this, you can just join us for the watch along tonight of WrestleMania 37, night 1.
We should have led in with that because
yeah, I mean,
if we get to this point,
it's a lot of leading that we should have did. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And I'm Marcus, the grand finale of the Sharpshooters.
And what is Marcus the grand finale doing right now?
Celebrating a birthday.
Damn, Marcus. I gave you the perfect thing.
I know.
I
know. But I'm celebrating a birthday, but I'm also doing hurricanranas off the top rope.
And you can too. We'll see you guys for the watch along. Peace.